Hey guys, good morning, everyone. I'm gonna go and set up this room real quick, and then we can get started. It's 6:22 right now, so we got about 8 minutes till market open. So we do have some time. I'm gonna go ahead and just fix everything and set everything all up so that we can kick off the trading day. So let's see. Got everything all set up right here. Today is Tuesday, January 4th. Second trading day of the new year for us here at K2. Let's hope that it picks up a bit. Got to keep in mind that it is NFP. All right, that's good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. And just some of the messages that you guys are discussing in the premium group over here. All right, so that's good. Send this over here. That's good too. All right, cool. Morning, everybody. Get a few more minutes. There's a lot of people still making their way in line to get into the room. So I'll give it a few minutes real quick for people to make their way in. Then we can get started. So let's see. Everything all set up here. Looks good. All right, well, people are still making their way in right now. All right, cool morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, January 4th. It's 6:24 right now. Market is going to open in about 6 minutes. Yeah, let's see if there's anything here for us to look at. So I'll give it a few more minutes for people to make their way in. There's about 59 people in the Zoom right now. So I'll give it a few more because we're usually up to like over 100 people per session. So I'll give it some time. Probably like another minute or so, and we'll start looking at things to analyze. All right, looks good. Morning, Femi. Morning, Maria. Morning, Delnis. Morning, Fahad. Morning, Patricia. Morning, Paul. Morning, Patrick. Morning, everyone. Yeah, Paul said it's Trap Tuesday. So one thing you guys want to be careful for are a lot of the traps that get placed throughout the session. If you guys saw the markup from yesterday, it played out exactly how I marked it up. So if you guys remembered, I usually mark up the times for the session, and it played out exactly. So I don't know if you guys looked at it, but this was the markup that I did yesterday during the live session. As you guys can remember, I mentioned that once we got off the live session, price was going to consolidate a bit. So it did right here, consolidate even further, and then the mid-market reversal, it went exactly to where I pointed. So, this is just a reminder, guys, like it's the same pattern almost every day. You guys have to understand where you guys are trading. There's a reason why I stopped trading after 8, right? A lot of you guys want to keep trading, but in a lot of instances, it's probably best if you guys just wait and catch the mid-market reversal that happens right here, because it happens the same thing happens almost every day. Probably 7 out of 10 times this happens, the same pattern. Fake out throughout the day. Usually there's like a direction. For the 6:30 to 8, open until 8 o'clock. But in some instances, you'll have the big range, and then price will just consolidate and drop further, consolidate and reverse. So I mean, it always works perfectly fine. Just like with Rick said he always loses after. I always lose my ass after 9 to 12. Yeah, because from right here, this is why Rick gets stressed out, because it's a lot of consolidation. And then it reverses. So that's why you guys got to be a bit careful. So I just want to show you guys, I show you guys this almost every morning. Every time I mark it up, I leave it up, and then we look the next day, it's the same exact, it does the same exact thing. So I'm gonna do the same thing again today. So, we'll see if it plays out again today. If it does, then great. If it doesn't, then, it's just one of those days that it doesn't play out. So let's go back and take a look at the news real quick. Is there any news today? Today's Tuesday. So we got some high impact news this morning. We have ISM manufacturing PMI and JOLTS job openings at 7 o'clock. So that's in about 30 minutes. Then we have ISM manufacturing prices. So high impact news today, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. It could be a good thing because it'll cause volatility in the market. It could be a bad thing because it could cause manipulation in the market. Over here, looking at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 71% short. So that means that there's about 71% of retail traders on the short side. As you guys can see, there were a lot of retail traders on the short side yesterday. And guess what happened to their accounts? Accounts blown, because we trade opposite of retail traders. And if you were selling around this period, your account would have been blown because price just went all the way up. So you guys want to be careful. Just because it's at an all-time high doesn't mean that it's going to stop pushing. It's probably going to keep pushing. So you guys want to be smart about it. Looking over here at the fundamentals, it's currently 167 points in the green. So it's currently bullish right now. It looks like it'll be bullish for the rest of the day. It might be bearish on open. So price might drop initially, then it'll swing back up. So you guys want to be a bit careful with that. Other than that, morning Mauricio, morning Miles, morning Matt, morning Al, morning Lisa, morning Kenneth. Morning, everyone. Yeah, Bahad said we're at the all-time high right now. Thanks for confirming, Bahad. Yeah, currently I drew this all-time high last night. So that's where the all-time high is. We currently just broke the all-time high, so we're now at the all-time high again. So you guys want to be a bit careful. Price is probably going to drop a bit before it comes right back up. So there's the all-time high. We just broke it in the past hour. Market is now going to open in about 55 seconds. So you guys want to be a bit careful if you guys are looking to enter trades. I don't recommend taking the breakout, because it is Trap Tuesday. We're at the all-time high, and it is NFP as well. So you guys want to be a bit careful. Market is opening about 40 seconds. So let's take a look at everything here. The technicals are obviously bullish. See, it's bullish on the 1 minute, bullish on the 3 minute, bullish on the 10 minute over here as well. So yeah, no surprise there. I'm gonna put these strategies over here real quick. I think it's easier for me to just mark up or just move them over instead of, reopening them like I always do every day. So let's leave that over there. Market is going to open in about 8 seconds. So guys, we got 8 seconds till market open. All right, so the market is now open. So looking at that right there, price kind of spiked up a bit. I wouldn't recommend chasing it. We'll take a look at this. I'll let you guys know if it's a breakout or not, which probably will be for a buy, but I won't recommend taking it because we are at the all-time high. Rick said nothing but red flags. Perfect. Exactly right. I would wait for price to come down a bit before you guys enter any trades because, like I mentioned, we are at the all-time high. Like we're literally at the all-time high right now. This candle right here just broke the all-time high. So, just be patient, and I wouldn't take this candle right here. Obviously, you can see how indecisive it is. Huge wicks on both sides. This is probably going to fake out. It's probably going to drop initially, and then it'll come right back up. Let's take a look at the fundamentals right now. It's currently up 196 points. It's way too high on open. This is literally on open. It's at the all-time high right now. You can see the yellow sticker right there. So this technically would be the breakout, guys. I don't recommend anyone take it though, because it is at the all-time high. It's probably gonna have to drop. So this is technically the breakout, but obviously weighing the pros and cons, I would not recommend taking this trade at all. Let me just go and set everything up right now then, as we wait, since we're not looking to take anything here. Let me just delete this stuff. Draw some new zones over here. All right, so there's only a couple of zones around this area. The reason for that is because price is in new territory. It hasn't reached this point in ever. So we got some zones right here. All right. All right, solid. So no zones right there for any snipes. But I did draw that for you guys there. Going back to the 1 minute, you can see right here that the daily is pushing up in profit. However, I'm not in that position. I don't recommend anyone chase it. We're at the all-time high, so it's gonna have to come back down at some point. So I don't recommend anyone chase that move there. it's all right to watch, but I don't recommend anyone actually enter anything at this moment because, the obvious reasons here. The fact that that it's at the all-time high. So guys, just sit tight. I don't recommend you guys enter anything right now. Literally, just be patient and wait. What I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna mark up 630, which is open. This is gonna be the daily. So for the most part, I'm only looking for buys, guys, because retail sentiment is still high, fundamentals are high. Unless fundamentals shift to a sell, then maybe we'll start looking for some sells. But currently, right now, fundamentals are too strong to take any sells. It's currently up 175 points right now. So just be a bit careful. And you can see price is starting to make its way low down. So you can see that it's really indecisive as to which direction it's going. 630 is right there. I'm gonna go and just mark up these the highs and the lows for the session right now. Here's the clean chart. I'll mark up the same areas that we always mark up. 630, 8, 9, 10, and 12. All right, so we got those times right there marked up. Got this low over here. We get the high that keeps pushing right there. And then we have opening price, which is right there. All right, so we'll see where it goes right here. It's at the all-time high. I don't recommend anyone chase this. Yeah, I know. Fahad said it's so damn hard to resist chasing it. No, I agree, guys. It is hard because you guys think it's going to keep going up higher, which it probably will, but it's going to have to pull back. And you can see the huge wick right here. I don't recommend entering any buys right now, even though it is pushing up higher. It's pushing up higher and higher for the daily entry. It's probably going to hit TP, but I'm not going to take that risk. It's getting really close to it. I'm not even going to take it if it gets to the last 10 pips over 100 pips over there, because that can be literally the time when it starts to fall. So there's the last pips right there. The last 10 or 10 points, which is 100 pips. I don't recommend anyone enter it though. We'll watch it. I mean, it's okay. This is just going to show that still pushes pretty nicely. It's just risky. We'll just see, because the thing is, it'll come back down, and then when it comes back down, it's going to create a range, and then from that range we can trade. Yeah, huge wick on the top side right here. This is exactly why I wouldn't recommend entering the breakout, because you can see it's starting to come back down, and it rejected right off the opening price. Look at where it rejected off. See, guys, these are really key points that I draw on the chart for you, because it literally came down to the same line that I drew right here, and it rejected right off it. Like literally exactly. It didn't go past it. It went right to it, bounced off, and came back up. So it's creating the range, as you guys can see. I don't draw random lines on the chart, guys. I draw points where I know price is going to reject from. So, and I draw these lines every single day. So you guys will see that these points they're there for a reason, right? I'm not just drawing some like randomly placed lines. Professor said, Sean, you're so lucky. Price always seems to find your lines. I know, right? You guys caught the sarcasm there. Guys, this is all from experience, right? If you guys trade something enough, like I do, I trade this every single morning for the past maybe almost 4 years now. You guys will see these patterns. It comes exactly to where I draw these lines, because it just repeats itself. So, and there he goes, price pushes up. I'm tempted to get the last 100 pips, but I'm not going to. So I'm 100% not going to enter this. I know sometimes I say I'm not going to, and then I enter it, but this time I'm for sure not going to enter it, guys, because this is just way too risky. I know you guys always joke around about that, but I say I'm not going to enter a trade and I still enter it. Because the thing is, I get FOMO too, guys. Like, I'm just like you guys. I'm not like I'm not no, like, I don't have no superpower to not get FOMO. I still get FOMO just like you guys. So even though I don't want to take the trade, in a lot of instances I do take it, but today I'm for sure not going to take the trade, guys. So I recommend that you guys don't FOMO into the trade either. If it hits, great. That's a good thing. But I'll let it hit. I'm not gonna go and hop in just to like catch $1,000. I'll catch that on the next trade. I just don't want to like, I don't want to enter this day bummed out because it plays out kind of weird. But I'll put an alert there so you guys can see. It'll probably hit. Don't get me wrong. It'll probably hit, but I'm not going to risk it. And I'll keep it lined up there so that you guys can see. I have an alert, so if it does hit CP, you guys will know. And there you go, as it reaches the threshold right here, the last 100 pips to full TP. In a lot of instances, I probably would have entered there. If it wasn't at an all-time high, I would have entered there, but it is at the all-time high, so no, I'm not going to enter there. It's just too risky. So, yeah, I mean, that looks good. It's playing out exactly how we anticipate. I'll keep pushing this up higher and higher. I'll be looking for entries off the 1 minute. Let me put the strategies here actually so that we can follow. And that's exactly why I wouldn't have entered that. I would have been so sad if I entered that and then it came right back down. We knew that was going to happen. So we knew that was going to happen. I would have been so upset if I entered literally right there and it came back down because I knew that was going to happen. It's at the all-time high. So guys, you guys what I always recommend is you guys got to be smart about it, right? Don't take any dumb trades. Don't FOMO into anything. Don't take anything off emotion. I know emotions are running high right now because a lot of people want to enter these trades here, or they want to enter a buy and catch the last, push of it. But I recommend you guys just sit out because your emotions are going to run high. If you're in a position right now, like if you're trading right now in here, your emotions are going to run high because price is going to keep bouncing back and forth. It's probably going to push up and hit eventually, but it's going to mess with you until it actually does. And at that point, a lot of people will get scared and pull out for a loss. That's just how it happens with everybody. It's no different from any other trade that you guys enter in, any risky trade. Like the thing is, if you're confident about a trade, you don't feel nervous about it. But this is something that I would feel nervous about. Other than that, let's see. Yeah, Paul said NASDAQ isn't clean either. Yeah, I think the whole market will be kind of weird today because it is Trap Tuesday and it is NFP. And there's a lot of people that are betting on the news today too because the JOLTS job openings, this is pretty big. I think this will probably be positive. Yeah, so they're forecasting it to be positive. I think it's going to be positive as well because with the new year, a lot of businesses just they rehire or they have openings, right? So I do expect the JOLTS job openings to be positive, which will help US 30 and push it up as well. And same with the CSUK over here. CSUK said we also have a January effect with investors. No, I agree. There's a lot of factors that go into the market right now, with it being a brand new year, with it being NFP, and with it only being the second day of the market, right? Some people didn't even trade yesterday because it was the first day. A lot of people are hopping back into the market now. Yeah, we'll keep watching this here. I'll see if there's any other entries that are available. I don't see anything available right now. If I do see something good, obviously I'll let you guys know. We're looking for, so if you guys are not familiar with what we're applying here, I'm looking for a triple confluence, meaning that we have one candle that provides an entry for all of these three strategies right here. Or I'm looking for a variation, this one right here. We also have a variation version 2 that we're currently forward testing. We're going to be forward testing it for about 3 to 6 months. It's a strategy that was created by one of our most profitable traders here at K2, who's been with K2 for a while that I trust. So I will be forward testing it on the chart. You guys, I'm not going to explain it because we're still testing it. But you guys will see me take some trades, which obviously won't count as official trades, but I will be forward testing a specific strategy. It's another variation to the variation, which has a very high win rate. So I'll be doing that, but for the most part, what you guys will be seeing here on the 1 minute is a triple confluence with these three strategies right here, or a variation entry using just this one right here. On the 3-minute, I don't really trade on the 3-minute very often, but if I do, it will be generally one that's tied in with both of these, or I'll use this as a confluence for another strategy. So I don't generally trade directly off the 3-minute unless I see something really good, but it would be one of these strategies here, if not both combined. On the 10-minute over here, we'll be looking at some snipes. I also don't normally trade on the 10-minute. The reason why I don't trade on these higher time frames, guys, is because we have a smaller window when we trade on the live. We only trade from 6:30 to 8, so it's a bit harder to catch these trades versus catching the 1-minute, where we can use that as a confluence to continue trading that direction. So something to keep in mind. There's no entries here off the 1-minute. You can see that there's no variations. There's also none of these here that are available at all either. So as I mentioned before, guys, price is starting to go into a range, which is okay. That's what we want. We want price to go into a range so that once it breaks out of the range, we can catch the breakout in that direction. So I'm just drawing levels over here of the K2 high lows. And I will also show you how it looks like on the clean chart over here. So we got one right here, one right here, and that's about it. But you guys can see here from the clean chart, you know, to zoom in out, you guys can see the pattern right here, right? Price pushed up. This is the big zone. It created a smaller zone within this area and then a smaller zone within this area. Price is still dropping right here. So it's breaking this zone. Or not really a zone, but it's the high low. And then it's creating, you know, a smaller area within here. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to delete this because I don't want to get this in the way for the other trades here. Since we're not in the breakout, this is technically the breakout, but I don't want it to get in the way of any other entries that we can possibly catch as we look for entries here. I still have the alert here set up for the breakout. So if the breakout does hit full TP, I will let you guys know for whoever's in the position. However, it's not one that we recommended anyone take. So, you know, just to be careful. All right. So we got the smaller zone right there. As you guys can see, it's starting to fill in. So right here was opening price pushed up, created a zone within this area. So big zone, middle zone, and now smaller zone within here. So what we're looking for is for price to probably break the all-time high again, which would be over here. So if it breaks the all-time high, I'll be okay with taking the smaller scalps within because we're only going for about 100 pips. I'm not looking to go for those 500 pip moves like a breakout because it's just too big of a range and too big of a target to reach when it's overextending past the all-time high. So we have a low right here, but this is not going to be an entry for the variation or for any of these strategies right here as well. We have a pending buy signal right there. But yeah, it's all about patience, guys. You guys just gotta wait. So for this candle right here, it closes above this line with a with the buy signal intact. This would technically be an entry using a triple confluence right here. So that's one that I might take. However, if it's too big of a candle, which it probably will be, I'll probably enter late. I'll wait for it to pull back a bit and we'll catch it as it swings back up higher. But we need it to close above this line here. So if it closed above this line, this would be a high-low scalp. It'll also be an entry for a pivot scalp and an intraday momentum. Just hoping it doesn't close with that buy signal because that'll just throw off the entire entry. All right, so no entry off that. That's perfect. Exactly what we're looking for here. We got another pending buy here. I'm hoping that this doesn't close as well because there's still a bit of a gap between here unless it closes above this line. It has to close above this line with that buy signal. All right, so I'll be watching it right here. Try to measure this to see how big this candle is. All right, it's got to close above here. If it doesn't close above here, there's no entry. But if it does close above here at the buy signal, then there would be an entry. If not, this will just invalidate the high. It'll no longer be considered the high. So if it closes above it, we'll take it for a buy. If not, then we'll have to wait for it. It has to close with the buy signal too, guys. Fuck. I wasn't supposed to enter that, but I did. I gotta pull out ASAP. That thing moved too fast. Yeah, this thing got me. This thing like got me good because I thought it closed above it, but it didn't. So unfortunately, this isn't an entry, guys. So I don't recommend anyone enter it. Things like that for a small profit. That's gonna happen, guys. You're gonna get traps like that where stuff like this will happen here. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that. That literally moved so fast right there. It closed with the signal, what I thought it did, and then it closed below it without the signal. So it totally got me right there. Man, this is Trap Tuesday. This is what happens usually on Tuesday like this. But yeah, no, we'll wait for another one. Yeah, Nick said market makers are crying like we fucking got him, guys. Yeah, no, exactly. That thing moved so fast. Like it moved so fast to the point where and then there was an invalid sell right there as well. Yeah, that thing moved way too fast where it just kind of it got me. I was literally watching it. You guys saw me watching it too. And we were all watching it and I seriously thought it closed. Let me just go back real quick. Thankfully I was able to pull out the profit. But yeah, this literally we were waiting for it to close. Or it was one before that actually. This one right here. We were waiting for it to close. It doesn't even work on the thing because it moved too fast. But yeah, let's turn it off. See if I can find anything else over here. Yeah, I'm probably have to be a bit more careful today. I'm not gonna hop into trades like that, even if I see them coming up like that, because it's just there's gonna be a lot of fake out. I mean, obviously we talked about it this morning. It's Trap Tuesday. It happens all the time on Tuesday. But that was quick. I haven't something like that hasn't happened in a while. Well, no, it's happened like past couple of weeks, but not one where I actually entered it. Like one where I was watching but didn't actually enter it. So let's see if there's anything else coming up shortly. Let's see if there's anything over here. This is possibly going to be a variation. Let's see if I can mark this up right here. Let's see if there's any variation off of this. Or this might be an entry using the, never mind, it wouldn't. Or actually, there could be a variation right there. Yeah, possible variation. However, this is a really big candle, so I don't know if I would take it. It's right here. I don't matter. Are you thinking about taking it? It's kind of a big candle. And it's at the all-time high. Actually, this candle right here broke the all-time high too. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wait to enter this. So the breakout just hit full TP off that right there. Let's see. Variation, full TP off that. Nice. So I just noticed, guys, my freaking MT4 never closed out of my other position. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's an internet connection issue, but I just realized I was looking at my chart and the profit was still pushing. So I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I didn't enter the trade, but I was still I was in the last position from earlier. Well, whatever. The last position from earlier hit my TP. The variation also hit TP right here. So, I mean, they both hit TP. So whatever, I guess I count. It entered at the same spot too, because you see how this one right here closed, guys? It was the same entry right here. So literally it pushed up and I thought this one closed because I tried to close earlier. It didn't close and it was still in it. So when it pushed up here, it ended up taking me right here. I mean, it ended up hitting TP either way. So I'll send my profits in for that. But the one here that I got caught in, I tried to close it and for whatever reason, MT4 didn't close it. So it pulled back and then right here was a variation and then it actually hit my TP off that one. Yeah, decent trading God's looking out for you, Sean. I know, because this would have got close to stop loss right here for this one. Man, it's such a weird trading day today. But I'll give you guys a little update for this right here. But yeah, there was the variation that we were waiting for at that moment. I was checking to see if Maddie was going to take it. Maddie said he was going to wait for a pullback, but there was no pullback. I was already in the position, but that was a variation that we're looking for, guys. So if you guys are new here, if you guys aren't familiar with the strategies, this was an example of a variation. We have a double wick rejection off the K2 high-low. And then this one over here was technically going to be an entry for the high-low scalp, but it kind of disappeared at the last second. So I'll give you guys a little update right there. I mean, thankfully it worked out for me because it that could have ended horribly for me, but let me just give you guys a little update. But yeah, just like Dee said, trading gods are looking out for me. I'm surprised that it didn't close out earlier. I guess my MT4 froze, or I don't know if there's issues with it, but it didn't close me out. And then technically it's the same as if I would have taken the variation of this one. So let me give you guys a screenshot of my profit. So we're looking for more trades, guys. That's not the last trade we're taking today, so it's okay. Just wait. You just want to keep in mind that we're at the all-time high again right here. So you probably want to sit tight and just wait for it to come back down. It's gonna have to come back down eventually. But yeah, those variations are real nice. You guys can see how smooth they are, and the reason why we like taking them, because they are they're very on point. The variation and the triple confluence has basically provided us with no losses on these live sessions for the past 2-3 months. It's just about being patient, waiting for these perfect entries. These are like almost perfect. I feel like every time we take either of these entries, they're almost perfect. You just got to make sure that you're trading under, good market conditions. Like for example, right here, I wouldn't take any more buys that push up. I'd probably hold off a little bit because it's at the all-time high. But this one over here was Professor said, so Professor, I'm not sure if you were listening to everything I said, like the past couple of minutes. I didn't enter on the variation. I was entered on the prior trade. So I was entered on the prior trade. It was at the same entry point. That's why I hit my TP. Because this one right here, like, I'm not sure if you just missed like the whole like 5 minutes or so, but what I was mentioning was this was a high-low entry that we were looking for. And then it was this one right here. This was the high-low entry that we were trying to enter, but it was a false entry. It disappeared after the candle closed because it moved too fast. This position, I tried to close it out up here, but it didn't close out. So I was still in the position. The variation came up here at the same exact entry point. So I was still in this position and it hit the TP. So I wasn't going to wait for a pullback because I was already in it. So does that make sense, Professor? I'm not sure if you missed it because I explained it earlier, but you might have stepped away. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So let me just take a screenshot of the profits real quick. Looks like Surin caught it as well. If you guys caught it, you guys can send in your profits. Let me see. I got all this. Let me fix this real quick. All right, 209. 272. All right, so let me take a screenshot of my profits real quick. I'm still looking for trades, guys, so don't worry. I'm still looking. Yeah, I mean, I got lucky in that last trade there because I was still stuck in the old one. So I'm going to be a bit more careful today, guys, just, for the specific reason for it being a Trap Tuesday. If you guys aren't familiar with Trap Tuesday, it's just typically on Tuesdays, you see a lot of traps and a lot of riskier moves in the market. So that's so weird. My both my FTMOs, they gave me like way different profit. One of my, yeah, the market is kind of fucked because I guess I tried to exit earlier, and the thing is, it exited on my copier. It didn't exit on my main, which is weird. This doesn't make any sense to me. I'll show you guys my profits right now, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's see. Okay, so possibly another variation right here. We'll be following it. But yeah, let me send you guys my screenshots real quick. Okay, so looking at this right here, here's my personal account. I locked in about 50 bucks off my personal. Here's my MFF, locked in a total of 1,240. Here is my copier. I only locked in 610. So I don't know how this even happened, because the thing is, my MFF got full profit, and this is my main account. I got 1,010 on here. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of slippage going on in the market where price is kind of just bouncing around really quickly. So, I mean, this kind of like trips me out a bit that this kind of happened here, where, because usually my MFF is the one that's lagging and doesn't take the trades on time. But for some reason, my copier here only took half the profit. It exited at the same exact time. But I don't know, I guess there was some sort of slippage right there. So, I mean, it is what it is. I can't complain about making profit, but it, it'd be nicer if it was a full profit. So my personal account, 50 bucks, MFF, 1,240 bucks, my copier, 610 bucks, super big difference. And my main account, 1,000 bucks right here. So not bad, but I mean, could have been better. I'll just copy this over so I don't have to type everything up. All right. All right, guys, let's get right there. Let me just copy this over. So guys, we have news coming up right now at 7. I'm not going to take any trades right now. We'll see how the market reacts to the news, and then we'll take some trades when we get to that point. So scrolling up right here, let's see, Rock locked in a total of 46. Not bad, Rock. So as you guys can see, it doesn't matter if you have a big account or small account, you can still lock in some pretty nice profits. So Rock right there locked in about 46. C-Soup locked in a total of 11,556. Great work, C-Soup, from yesterday and today. And then his other account, he locked in 1,471. Great work, C-Soup. Anything else over here? That's it right there. Yeah, C6 profits again, 1,471. His other account, 11,556. All right, so we got a smaller range here. This is good because this is what we were looking for. We wanted this to happen here. We got the smaller range now built up right over here, and price just broke another all-time high. So you guys want to be careful. I don't recommend chasing this right here. So another all-time high right there. Delete this, move this a little higher. And it's fine. As price continues to push up higher, it'll just create a bigger range. What we're looking for is price to bounce within this area so we can catch some variations or any other entries there. Nothing on the 3-minute, nothing on the 10-minute, nothing on the daily. So there's nothing available on the higher time frames. The main time frame we'll be looking at is 1 minute here until we find any other entries that come up. A couple of people have sent in some profits. Let's see, Casey sent his profits in. He said he took the play with me, collected as soon as it was in profit. So he locked in a total of 97 off his first account. Nice work, Casey. And then his second account right here, 145. Great work, bro. He did the same thing. He got caught in that trade with me earlier with the fake out, and then he still locked in some pretty good profit off it. Stern over here as well. So Cern over here, you can see he's at 2,132 euros. Cern started this account less than a month ago with 100 euros, and now he's currently at 2,132 on his personal. Great work, Cern. And you guys are doing good. Thanks, Hugo. Market reacts. Yeah, so Hugo just said that the news was negative. Oh, wow, yeah. So there's like less jobs now. So last month it was 11.09 million. This month there's only 10.56 million job openings. I mean, it's still a lot, but it's negative. You know, they're expecting it to be a bit higher. It's actually down a lot more than they anticipated. ISM manufacturing is also down, and ISM manufacturing price is also down. So we'll see how the market reacts to it. I don't think it's going to react too much. I think price will continue pushing up. It might drop slightly, but it's probably going to swing right back up. So all negative news. Thanks guys for confirming that for me as well. All right. So we got another pending low here. Let me see if there's any range here that we can. Yeah, if price does decide to swing up. So this low is going to be invalidated, and this will be the new low here. But you can see that price is literally just ranging within this area right now. So range just continues to push further around this area, back and forth. Other than that, nothing very much else. Yeah, so nothing here on the 1 minute, nothing here on the 3 minute, nothing on the 10 minute. We're just going to stick on the 1 minute right now. Let's look at the overall time frame right here on the 1 hour. So big push up. You can see that this was the all-time high prior to opening right here at 6 o'clock, and it's pushed up pretty high. The new all-time high is currently up at this current candle. Right now it's 7. We'll see where it goes from there. Back at the 1 minute over here. Yeah, price is still ranging within this area. All right, so Eunice just sent me some profits. So let's see, Eunice just sent his profits right now. Locked in a total of 167 for the day. Nice work, Eunice. All wins, no losses. And then his other account over here, 68 for the day. All wins, no losses. Looks like Eunice might have caught partial, yeah, so pre-New York. So he traded pre-market over here. It's pretty good, Eunice. Yeah, all wins. Yeah, so as you guys can see, there's a lot of people here who apply the strategies in other sessions. You don't have to only apply it during New York. I personally only apply it during New York because I find it to have the best results during New York session, because we are trading a New York asset. But some people trade it pre-market, some people trade it Asia, London, and it still works perfectly fine. It just depends on the person applying it, obviously. If you're skilled in applying the K2 strategies. So this high right here just got invalidated, but it's still going to be considered the high with this next candle right here. So, just getting in a little closer, or I'll zoom in a little bit, it's easier actually. You can see the levels here being established, right? Price pushed up, came back down, pushed up, came back down, pushed up, came back down, pushed up higher, and then now it's consolidating within this range right here. So it's now currently consolidating within this range. And we're just waiting for it to break out. So you guys can see the levels here being established. This could be a good thing and a bad thing later. Basically it could be a good thing, because what happens is when price turns the other way, these areas will turn into liquidity zones, right? So when price does break below here, you're probably going to see a breakout to the bottom side. Maybe not here, but when you see price get down here, this is probably where you're going to see price break out, and it's going to start tumbling down pretty heavily. Because what happens is when people enter buys at these areas, this is where they place their stop losses, right? So there's a high volume of stop losses around this area. There's a lot of liquidity around here. So when price finally does drop below here, and when stop loss gets triggered, you're going to see a big push to the downside. So you guys can use this to your advantage at a later time. I want to use it right now, but because we do anticipate price to continue pushing up higher. But at some point in the future, when price does reach these points, it's probably going to drop pretty heavily. So, something to keep in mind. Not right now, because just like Maddie said, retail sentiment is still short. So you don't want to take any shorts right now. All the retail traders are basically betting that price is going to drop because they think, oh, just because it's at an all-time high, price needs to drop, right? That's incorrect. And this is what happened to people last week or yesterday, right? So yesterday, retail sentiment was so high on the short side. There were a lot of retail traders who were selling, but look what happened. Whoever was selling yesterday just got wiped out because the market kept pushing up higher and higher, right? If you guys remember from yesterday here, I told you guys not to sell because a lot of people were thinking, oh, should I sell? Should I sell? I was like, don't sell, because when price reaches this point here, this is yesterday, January 3rd, price is going to have its mid-market reversal and shoot all the way up. So whoever entered sells around this point and chased this sell here, because the thing is, a lot of people don't understand how to read this price, right? People think that, oh, just because this drop right here is happening, it's going to keep dropping. They did the complete opposite. They did this right here so people could get lured in to chase, FOMO into these sells. As soon as people enter these sells, it pushed up to stop them out. And then it dropped again right here to give these people hope for whoever entered these sells. As soon as they got enough sellers in there, it just spiked all the way up and stopped everybody out, because nobody can survive this move, right? Unless you have a really small lot size. That's a 3,000 pip move. So unless you have a huge bankroll or you're trading with pennies, then it's impossible to survive this move right here. And it just kept on pushing up higher and higher. So, same thing with right now. A lot of people think, well, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but just a lot of retail traders think that just because it's at an all-time high, it has to drop, right? It's probably not going to happen, because as this number here increases, price will keep, and it just increased again. It's now at 74. It'll just keep pushing up higher and higher. So, just don't be stupid, guys. Like, don't be like everyone else. Everyone thinks price is going to drop. That's never gotten us here at K2. Like, we know what we're doing here, so we're not going to be doing what everyone else is doing. Everyone thinks that just because it's at an all-time high, it's going to drop, but it's probably not. As this number continues to increase, people just keep getting stopped out, right? It keeps getting to a higher, and this is the reasoning behind it. I can already understand why more sellers are entering the market, is because this is what happens when an all-time high gets hit. What does like a basic retail trader that doesn't really know what he's doing, if you're a brand new trader, if this is at an all-time high, what do people do? They they put sell limits right here, right? And if you guys aren't familiar with the sell limit, it's basically a pending sell order. So they're waiting for a sell. They have a sell limit right there when the price comes down. So they wait for price to come down, and then they have a sell limit here because they're like, oh, price comes up here, it's going to be like a double top, right? It's basic thinking. They think it's going to be a double top, so they have a sell limit here. And then as soon as price breaks the all-time high, what happens? Those sell limits get filled. And when those sell limits get filled, you go over here to retail sentiment, and this number increases because more people are in the sell because they put a sell limit there. It's just, you guys got to think of it as like, think of it from a logical perspective, right? A lot of traders don't think logically. A lot of traders, or not even traders, I would just call them gamblers. A lot of people who enter the market are just gambling. So they're basically betting on price to come down from this point. But just use basic logic. If you guys just think about why are sellers increasing from this area? For one, it's at an all-time high. For two, you see a lot of basic thinking where like people just put sell limits there and they think price is going to drop. And I know that because I used to do that myself when I first started trading, right? If you guys look at a lot of beginner trading groups or strategies and stuff like that, people always tell you to sell high and buy low. It's at the high right here, so people think to sell high, but it just keeps pushing up higher and higher. So you guys just want to be careful with that, and just be smart about it. Whenever you guys enter a trade, only enter if you guys have a plan in place, right? You guys have to know when you're entering, you have to know when you're exiting. You can't be thinking off the fly. Like for example, here, we're looking for these three strategies here to line up. If these don't line up, I'm not going to enter anything. Doesn't matter how good the trade looks, I'm not going to enter it unless these three line up or if I get a variation entry. Every time you guys enter a trade, you guys just have to have a plan. Know when to enter, know when to exit, and understand your risk. That's all you need. If you guys have all that down, you guys should be perfectly fine with being profitable as a trader. The problem with a lot of traders is they don't have a plan. They'll enter a trade just because it's at a high and they don't know when to exit. So that's how people blow their accounts. They don't manage risk properly and they just don't think it through. Other than that, let's take a look at the retail sentiment. It's still at 74% short. I think if price breaks the all-time high again, this number will probably increase because a lot of those sell limits are going to get filled again. Looking over here at the fundamentals, currently the futures data is up 273 points in the green. So that's very bullish. No reason for us to sell right now. Looking at the average for today, it's currently about 300 points in the green. So this right here indicates that we have a very bullish market. Rick said had a dip, but I'm back now. We making money. Yeah, Rick, you missed out on a daily move. So you just missed out on like 1,000 pips, bro. Not messing with you. We ain't do anything, Rick. It's been dead right now. Going over here to the stock index. So looking at the stock index right here, it's majority green, right? So just looking at this right here, guys, this is what I mean about having a full view of the market, right? You guys want to look at retail sentiment. You want to look at fundamentals. I know this is a basic way of looking at fundamentals, but it works, right? A lot of people try to get super complicated and look at like the very bare, like literally everything about a stock, right? And what happens, they still suck at trading. It's like, bro, a lot of people try to be so complicated with trading. I make it so simple for everyone to understand, and it works. We haven't lost a trade in like 3 months, but people say that this is so basic what I'm doing here. And whatever, so it'd be basic now. I'm still going to be profiting either way. So let's go back over here real quick and see if there's a variation. Possible variation right here, guys. So yeah, thanks Paul and Professor for mentioning that. There's a variation that's pending right here. And just see how far is it from. Yeah, so possible variation right there. Looks like volatility is kind of dead though. I kind of missed it. I was thinking too much. So I'm not in the position yet. It's too late. See if I get a last move of it. I'm gonna have to exit early. Yeah, so I got him like slightly above entry point. But I'm gonna have to manually exit it because I got in late, unfortunately. I know. I know. Rick is correct. Got greedy with that one. Can move my CP a little closer. Let me see where this is at. I did miss that one though. I was hoping for it to pull down a little bit before I got into it, but let's see. Where's the TP at? TP is going to be right above. So to adjust my TP a little bit. Unfortunately, I did FOMO into that move right there. I shouldn't have FOMO'd into it. But yeah, we'll follow it and we'll see where it goes from here. See what else. It's just risky because I mean, look, the main risky part about this, guys, is that we're at the all-time high, so it's gonna have to drop a bit before it gets any, gets to a certain point. But now let's see where I'm currently at right now. Make sure everything here lines up okay. Yeah, slightly below. I'm probably gonna exit when it goes back into profit because, just like Rick said, you're not supposed to FOMO into trades like this. So as soon as it comes up, I'm moving my stop loss, my TP in profit actually, or like right at entry point. So I'm just gonna try to get out right away. Maybe we'll get a double variation down here. And then we'll probably push it higher. So let me see if there's anything else over here for me to look at. If I have to take the loss, I'll take the loss, whatever. That was my bad for FOMOing into the move. I got in like slightly above this point right here though. So when it came down a little bit, that's where I entered. And that's probably where I'm going to try to exit to. Let's see. See where everything's looking right now. So yeah, going back to what I was saying earlier, guys, you know, I think it's still going to be a bit bullish because the index right here is, I mean, it's very green, right? Goldman Sachs is up again. Pretty much all the financials are up on the bullish side. You have Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, American Express, Boeing, IBM, Travelers, Visa. The ones that are red right now are like Salesforce, United Health, Microsoft, Walmart, basically a lot of the manufacturing companies right here, because the manufacturing news was negative. So, I mean, it did affect it slightly to some extent. But yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that's really holding it down. Everything else is pretty much holding it up pretty strong. Like Goldman Sachs right here is so much on the green side that it can pretty much, it can carry all of this on its back, right? It can carry Salesforce, United Health, Microsoft. It can wipe these all out and everything will be green. So for the most part, everything here looks pretty bullish. Looking over here at the retail sentiment, it's still 75% short. So I think it's going to continue pushing up even higher. Let's see. Let me go back over here real quick and see where price currently is. The higher highs right there. No way, that's going to be past the all-time high. Rick, you want me to hold it past the all-time high? 30 points, that's like way too high. All right, guys, so I'm getting pulled out right now. Slight profit. There we go. All right, so I'm out in profit. Don't do that, guys. Like I always tell you guys not to FOMO into trades. You guys can see that I still FOMO into trades. Doesn't matter how long I've been trading, I still FOMO into trades. So I'm already out of the position with a small profit. It's nothing huge. I mean, it's better than having a loss. So I'm out of the position, guys. I don't recommend anyone do that. What I did there. Sometimes it'll play out. Sometimes it'll work. Sometimes, you know, whatever. But yeah, it's not always going to work out that way. So thankfully, I you know, it worked out in my favor. Because the thing is, we already knew it was going to be bullish. So it's not like I was like super, damn it, I should hold on. I know, Rick, you're right. I should have held on to it. Whatever. I still made profit off it. So variation full TP. Yeah, I know. Exactly. Looks like everyone was sweating because a lot of people actually entered into that with me last minute. But it did push up and it did hit full TP. So no, great work to everybody. Yeah, Rick said, I trust your system more than you. Yeah, no, I do trust my system. It's the fact that we're at the all-time high. So that's why I was kind of worried about it, but whatever. It is what it is. Made some profit off that. Hopefully you guys did too. Actually, I made pretty decent off. I made 470. So that push to the upside, actually, there was some slippage, but in a good way, where it ended up giving me more profit than I was anticipating. I was trying to get out around break even. It spiked up so fast that it actually gave me 470 off that. So, yeah, not bad. Let me give you guys a little update of that in the group. So guys, just, you know, another reminder, don't FOMO into trades. You guys can see I've been trading for a long time now and I still FOMO into trades. It doesn't go away, guys. It's just you get better at it. So if you guys FOMO into trades still, like, don't feel upset or mad. Just, you know, it doesn't go away. You just get better at controlling the FOMO. Usually I'm really good at controlling it, but today, I don't know, I'm just a little antsy because it's the new year and I want to make profits. And you know how it is, guys. It's just, you know, you're on a mission to start the year off great, which we did start off great, but I mean, it's even better today. So let me take a screenshot of everything here. What the fuck? That's so weird. My MFF only gave me 90 bucks. I don't get it. Like earlier, the MFF gave me a lot more profit. Now it gave me 90 bucks. Man, MFF is like, it chips me out. I, I'll never understand why it does that. And my other FTMO that gave me less profits now gave me more. I don't know. There's slippage in the market, guys. So just keep that in mind. I'll show you guys my profits. There's such a huge discrepancy with how my profits played out, but I mean, whatever. The copier's not that slow. It's all right. So all wins today. I'm happy. I can't really complain with where I'm at. Maddie's up 13K for the week so far. I'll take a look at that shortly. So here's my personal account, locked in 74 for the day, locked in 25 off that one trade. Sorry, I'm looking at the chart to see if there's any other entries here. Let me just delete this stuff. No variation off that. Okay, back to my profits over here. So my personal account locked in 25 off my personal total of 74 for the day. This is my MFF. I only locked in 90 bucks. This doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. I don't know if MFF spread is just like super wide right now. It just blows my mind how huge of a difference came up, right? Because so I got 90 bucks off that total of 1,300. So overall great. But that one trade, I only got 90 bucks. This is my copier. I locked in 770, total 1,300 off this account too. And here's my main account. You can see the green strips right here because I have my TP set. I only locked in 470 off this. So I locked in 470 off my main account, total 1,400, but 470 off here. MFF, I don't know how I locked in 90 bucks. That just doesn't make zero sense to me. Because I went from making 470 off my main account to 770 off my copier to 90 bucks off my MFF. They all exit at the same time, 17, 15, 13 right there, 17, 15, 14, maybe a second later, but I don't think it pushed up that much higher, 17, 15, 14. So this right here actually closed early. I don't even know how MFF closes early when my copier closes. It blows my mind. This is my main account. So this should have closed after it, but it closed before. I don't know, guys. It's got to deal with it, but I don't know if this has happened to you guys, but this is yeah, Cam said these companies want to make profit by high spread. I know, but the thing is, my copier, Cam, this is my main account. So everything copies this account. This account closed out at 17, 15, 14. This one closed out at 17, 15, 13. This one should have closed out. It looks like MFF might be behind on their time. Like their time might be slower than FTMOs, but it just doesn't make sense to me because this is my main account. These accounts don't make any moves until this account makes the move because this is my main one. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, I mean, but yeah, what Cam said that the companies do make profit by high spread. They kind of do, but they kind of don't because these are funding companies. Brokers make money off spread because they get the in between. The funding companies, they use broker data from like, other brokers. So I mean, it just depends. They don't really make money off the spread because you make money off you winning. Not necessarily how brokers do, because brokers will make money off spread because they'll trade within. The funding companies don't do the same thing. So they're a little different. But I see what you're saying with, how you say that they make money off that. But yeah, I don't know, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, Rick said MFF is going to be funding talent version 2, version 2.0, which is what it seems like. And that's why I don't really recommend MFF to anybody yet. Once they get everything all fixed up, then I will probably refer them over to people. But right now I'm still all FTMO for the most part. Anyways, let me just give a little update for this right here. Nice profit. Off that K2 scalp. So I'm just going to be a bit more careful, guys, because we're getting closer to 8. Damn, it's crazy. You know what I was talking to Maddie about was that I feel like time goes by so much faster now with us on these live sessions because we've been on this live session for over an hour now. It seems like for the past couple of weeks, like time just flies by. You know, we're making so much profit every single day. We don't even pay attention to the time. And when we look at the time, it's like, damn, an hour has passed or almost 2 hours. Because we're so focused on these trades, which is, which I mean is a good thing. But I don't know if anyone else is starting to notice that too. So I feel like time just flies by during these live sessions because we're so focused on our trades and we just keep profiting that we're not looking at time at all. It's kind of like a casino. I don't know if you guys ever been to, like, well, most of you guys have probably been to a casino where there's no clocks and there's no windows because they don't want you to keep track of time, which is kind of similar to what we're doing here. All right, so Maddie and Nick said that market sentiment is now 75%. Yeah, 75% short. So we're probably gonna see price kind of drop a little bit. Well, maybe if we get a variation, we can catch it on the ride back up. I don't think we're gonna get any of these triple confluences today, because if we do get one, it's gonna be breaking the all-time high, which is gonna be a bit risky. Yeah, Maddie, I could see that too. Are you planning on taking it? Yeah, same here. I'll be watching it. It's kind of far though, bro. And there's a gap. I don't know if I'm gonna take this, Maddie, because it's like 20 points away. Plus, there's a gap in between. Yeah, no, exactly. I'll be waiting for it too. All right, we'll be waiting for that. All right, guys. So this is a variation too. There's no pullback, Maddie. Fuck, man. We missed it, bro. No pullback. Oh my god. Me and Maddie are waiting for the pullback to enter this variation. There's no freaking pullback, bro. It's gonna hit TP already. Oh my god, Maddie, we missed the freaking trade, bro. Oh my god. Whatever. It's okay. Maddie was like, wait for the pullback, bro. I was like, all right, we'll wait for the pullback. She went straight to TP. Oh man. It's all good, Maddie. Whatever. No, you're good because you're being careful just like me. Yeah, I can't believe we freaking missed that, bro. We were literally waiting because so Maddie, the thing that I liked about this was that it was a pending buy signal, bro. I know it was a pending buy signal. So we gotta damn it, look at that freak. And this would be another entry for a high low. I'm not taking this either. So there was two entries here that I just, well, one main one that I missed, two actually. There's one right here. So there's a high low. Fuck my life, dude. Maddie, we just missed like both of these. So this is what it was literally what I was just talking about. Me and Maddie are looking for the variation version 2 right here. And then I was looking for the high low. I was telling you guys that this is probably not going to come up because it's going to have to break the all-time high. And that's exactly what happened. It broke the all-time high right here. So this would be an entry using the triple confluence. If you guys can see right here, damn, I literally missed out on like 2,000 in profit and then split it across all my accounts. That's like 6,000 right there. But no, I mean, it's all good. that was, I'm just glad to see that our strategies are still working perfectly fine. Like even though we're at the all-time high, because this right here is a variation, and then this is not going to count though. So I'm not going to mark this up, and I'm not going to count this as trades, obviously, because I didn't take them. The only trades that we count for our live sessions are the ones that I actually take, and the ones that I tell you guys that I'm taking. But yeah, Maddie, we missed 2 back-to-back trades. We had the variation there, and then we also had the high-low, which was a triple confluence right here. This candle right here, this buy signal was a high-low entry. It was also a pivot scalp because this buy signal closed above these pivots, and it was also intraday because the trend meter is green. So 3 strategies in one right here. And this is why we take these, because you can see how easy of a move it is, right? Literally close straight to TP. So, I mean, it's all right, guys. It is what it is. Today is Tuesday. I mean, I'm still in profit a lot for the day, so I'm not really bummed out too much. But yeah, we missed out on 2 trades. It's okay. Let me see if there's anything else here. So let me just see what else can I get over here. There's nothing to look at actually at this point because price is so high above. The range is kind of tight right here. We're not going to get another high-low scalp anytime soon. The next thing that we could be getting would be the variation, because all we can get here is a variation. I don't think we're gonna get a high-low scalp anytime soon. If we get another high-low scalp, it's gonna break the all-time high again. This time I'm probably not gonna enter it. So this time I was thinking about not entering it. This time I'm probably for sure not gonna enter it because it's too extended. It's just too overly extended. The good thing about the market is that it's see, the retail traders getting stopped out. As this number continues to increase, what happens is a lot of those sell limits get filled and they just get stopped out as it pushes up higher and higher. Yeah, I know Maddie just said, because the sentiment is so high, Maddie. First of all, sentiment was high, and then second of all, we had the pending buy signal. So, I mean, it was like, that was almost a perfect trade for us right there if we were to catch it. It's all right. Yeah, next one. So we'll wait for the next one. Let me scroll up real quick and see what else I'm missing. Patrick said, so you're saying is to drink on these sessions like we do in Vegas, right, Patrick? Alondo's asking, do you have any trading video on how to set up the copier to your main account for one-click trading? So those are two separate things, Alondo. For your copier, I use Social Trader Tools. One-click trading is on MT4. So I don't have any videos on that. It's not that difficult. I don't know if you've tried to add your account to a copier, but if you go on Social Trader Tools, it's really simple. You just create a copier. It'll tell you which account to copy to what after you add your account to there. And then you'll just set up the settings depending on whether it's the same broker or whether it's something different. So to set up your copier, it's not that difficult. For the one-click trading, the way that I do it is when you're on your MT4, and you can probably find these videos on YouTube. I kind of just figure these out by playing around with the buttons, but you just right click on your chart, you turn on one-click trading. It should be on already if you've been trading on it, but if you haven't, just turn on one-click trading after you right click on depth of market, and then a pop-up is going to come up with a box right there in the middle. That's going to be your lot size. On the left, that's your stop loss, and on the right, that's your TP. Once you enter a trade and you just hit buy or sell, it's going to enter a market order, and then it'll automatically set your TP stop loss. That's how you would set it up. I don't have any videos on it. I kind of just played around with it and figured out how to do it. Maybe eventually I'll make a video for that, but it's not that difficult. I think if you actually just like play around with it, you should be able to figure it out. It's not too difficult. What I would recommend is confirm with us, like go in the group in the premium and tell people what you're doing first, or take a screenshot so that they can confirm that your settings are on properly. Because last thing I want you to do is make a mistake and take the wrong settings, and you end up taking too big of a trade or too small of a trade. So yeah, it's not that difficult. I wish I could give you a video. You can probably look on YouTube. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see, Social Trader Tools. Okay, so if you go on YouTube, you can find it here, Alonso. So if you go to Social Trader Tools, there's a video here. There's a lot of videos actually where they explain how to set it up, and then MT4 depth of market. Yeah, using this right here, it'll pull it up too. So there's a lot of ways to do it. I mean, there's like a bunch of explanations here. I don't have a specific video that I use because I didn't use anything, but if you just play around with it, it's not super difficult. If you do have questions though, just pop in the premium and I'll probably respond to you, or someone else will respond to you, because we're all here to help each other out. So it shouldn't be too complicated. Let me scroll over here real quick, see what else I'm missing. All right, so no entries right here. Scroll down. Rick said, Sean, why didn't you draw out those price points at the all-time high like you used to do? Sorry, Rick, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Price points, like the line right here. Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about where people put their stop losses, right? or I don't know. I might have it wrong. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Rick. You said price points at the all-time high like you used to. Yeah, sorry, bro. I'm like totally confused. Oh, quarter points. I didn't really I don't really use the quarter points like that. Well, I mean, I used to do something kind of similar, like where I know you have the all-time high, and then I'm like, okay, where would people place their stop loss? But that would work for the because I don't use quarter points at all. So I don't know if you learned that from someone else, but the way that I would do it is if we're doing the liquidity zones. So like say for example, right here, if someone was to enter you know, a buy or something, or what we'd have to do is if trade is going opposite. So say for example, retail sentiment is short, right? And price is dropping. The way that I would do it is price would come down. And then what I would do is I would put if like, you know, if someone was entering a trade at this point, or, you know, like if there was an entry somewhere over here, we would put the liquidity zone at this area, right? Because people would place their stop loss at the previous swing. And then same with like, if they wanted to have it back a bit further, it'd be down here even further. So I'm trying to figure out if that's what you're referring to. You say they did it. I'm not sure if you're like talking about the liquidity zones, right? Because I've never used quarter points before. I know a lot of other people use quarter points too. I don't know if you learned that from someone else. I've looked at quarter points and they do work sometimes, but they're not always going to be exact. Like if you guys are not familiar with quarter points, what Rick was referring to, go find the video, Rick, and then show me, and then I'll confirm. Because I don't think I've ever used. I don't know if anyone here remembers me talking about quarter points, but I don't think I've ever talked about quarter points because that's never been part of any of the strategies. We use liquidity zones, which are used at previous swings, like, you know, swing here, swing here, swing here. But I never use like exact price points. Like I've never like, oh, it's going to go to quarter point one, which is like at 2,250. Like I've never used that before, ever. I know other people have used it, so I don't know if that's like where you got it from, but I'd never used quarter points in my life, right? If I knew, then, you know, I'd still be using it now if I was using it before, but I've never used quarter points ever. So if you could find the video, Rick, you can show me, and there's probably some sort of confusion here, but I know myself, I've never used quarter points before. I know a long time ago we looked at quarter points. That was like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't even think you're part of K2 at that point. Yeah, if I mention it again, Rick, we'll discuss it. But just from my knowledge, I've never, and I'm not trying to go against what you're saying, but I've never talked about quarter points before. Yeah. Okay, so back to what I was saying earlier, guys. There is no entries here. There is a low that's been established right here, a pending low, I guess. So we got one right here, and then we have another low right here. So guys, I know there's a little confusion as to like where I'm drawing these high lows. The reason why I drew this high low is because there was a high here. It got invalidated by this one, so this becomes a new high. And then same with this low right here. This was the original low, and it got invalidated by this one, so this becomes a new low right here. Let me scroll up real quick and see what else I'm missing. Brock's asking about the variation. Brock, the variation that we looked at over here was a version 2 of the variation. It's not the original variation. So as I mentioned before, guys, I'm going over the second variation here where we're forward testing it. And it, you know, if you guys see us talking about a variation and it looks a little different, that's going to be the version 2 of the variation. So this was a version 2 of it, not a version 1, because there's no double wick rejection off it. That's why sometimes me and Maddie will have side convos, because Maddie's direct messaging me. So you guys can't see our chat, but he's messaging me, telling me when these version 2s are coming up, because we're forward testing this right now to see if, you know, how accurate it is long term. Other than that, let's see. Paul said, I caught partial variation 2. Dom made a wrong TP, caught full TP plus extra. Nice, Paul. That's good. Yeah, M said always another trade. Yeah, just gotta wait for the next one. Charlie said the variation version 2 is the opposite signal where you predict it would go in the rejection following a strong candle and hop in. basically, Charlie, that's kind of like what's happening there. It's basically, the variation 2 is basically a rejection off the high low, but the next candle is a strong candle. It doesn't have to be a double wick. It's a strong candle. That's basically what you're looking for. So it's actually a lot easier than the variation. And it does come up a little more often, but yeah, we're still testing it. But you have the basic gist of it, Charlie. And as you guys see me apply it on these live sessions, you guys will start to notice it a lot more. So it's really not that difficult to identify. It's just really being patient, waiting for it, and looking at the other factors in the market, right? One of the main factors is just how big the candle is. It's gonna be one of the main things. Let me scroll down real quick. Professor said at 7:36, he asked if there was one that just happened. So let me go back to 7:36. No variations here at all, Professor. So this right here, no variation. It would have to be followed with a strong candle. I'm not going to give out the requirements for it yet because we're still testing it, but no variation right here. So what you want to do is compare it to this one right here, Professor. So go back to 7:28. Compare this because this is the version 2 variation, and compare it to the one that you just looked at. If you guys look at both of those, you'll see there's a clear difference between these two candles here. So that was not a variation 2 right there, Professor. And I'm trying to stimulate your guys' mind, right? I'm not trying to hide the ball here. I'm trying to have you guys actually look at it and understand like why they're different, because it's a pretty clear difference right there, and you guys will see exactly how they differ. See this real quick. Rick said, Sean, I forget, do you teach the high differently than the high low? No. So, I mean, we try to create a strategy around that, Rick, where, because when you guys see a higher high or a lower low, something that a lot of people have noticed is price usually bounces off it. So we try to create a strategy off that, but it didn't really play out as accurately as we anticipated. So I personally don't differentiate them, but I know some people do. Like sometimes if you see a higher high instead of a high low, like if you see a HL or a LH instead of a HH, these HH, whenever that happens, usually pushes back down. So HH pushes down, LL pushes up. You guys can try to figure something out with that, and that's something that you guys can play around with if you guys want to. That's kind of how this new variation came up. You know, one of our members came up with something, a little small change to what we originally were applying, and it worked out perfectly fine. So I don't necessarily treat it different, but I know some people do, Rick. So if you can find a pattern there that comes up whenever an HH or an LL comes up, you know, that could be very useful, not just to you, but like to everyone. So if you do see something, you know, you can let us know and we can take a look at it. And then maybe we can start testing another strategy. But currently right now, I'm already testing 2 strategies on these live sessions. So I don't really want to add anything on just yet, unless it's like really, really good. M said there was a risky sell variation that hit TP. I think it was this one right here, right, M? Or somewhere around here. Because I did see it myself. I don't know what happened to it, but I did see it earlier, I think, or I saw it pending somewhere around this area. Yeah, Paul saw it too. Yeah, it's too risky. I'm definitely not looking for any sells right now. The buys are kind of what I'm looking for. Perfect. All right, Professor, nice. All right, guys, so it's 7:46 right now. So I'm going to see if there's any other trades here. You can see market is kind of dying down a bit. So let me go to the clean chart over here and just update everything. So market is dying down, no surprise. It's getting close to 8. As we get close to 8, price goes into consolidation. So as price goes into consolidation, it's usually a sign to sit out the market for a bit and wait for market to pick back up. So as you guys can see right here, there's a ton of levels that were created around this area, right? A ton of levels. So what might happen at this point is price might consolidate for a bit as we get closer to 8 to 9 consolidate a bit, 9 to 10 consolidate a bit. And then what happens from 10 to 12, that mid-market reversal is probably going to happen, right? Where's opening price at? Opening price is down here. So we might get that mid-market reversal all the way back down to opening price down here. There's no guarantee this is going to happen, but this might happen. One thing that you want to look at is the retail sentiment. If this number here continues to increase, that drop is probably not going to happen. They're probably going to keep stacking up some more sellers. So it's at 76%. So I think price is going to keep going up. I don't think price is going to drop anytime soon. This might just keep pushing up higher and higher. Once people start getting rid of their sells and they pull out of their shorts, then price will drop. Might not drop this much, but it's probably going to drop. So something to keep in mind, looking back at the 3-minute, we had literally no entries on the 3-minute. So like Nick over here said, bummer, slow day. Some people might not consider this slow because we did have a couple entries. However, overall, there's no entries off the 3-minute, no entries off the 10-minute, and no entries off the daily. So, Nick's version of it being slow is the fact that there wasn't really that many entries on the other time frames because price just keeps climbing up here. So, yeah, I think that might be it. I'll hang around for a bit. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Just an update, guys. I did post a poll for our mentoring session this week. So we're going to do a group mentoring session for K2 on Thursday, it looks like. I put up this poll last night. It's 63% of votes are for Thursday, January 6th at 2 p.m., 37% for Friday. So it looks like we're going to, it looks like we're going to have our group mentoring session on Thursday, January 6th at 2 p.m. So just keep that in mind, guys, if you guys want to put that in your calendar so that you guys don't miss it. During that live session, I'll be answering all questions and answering all my mentoring questions. So that's going to be a good session for everyone to sit in. If you guys have anything specific that you guys want me to cover, if you guys want me to cover the variation, go over examples, show you guys when and where not to trade, go over the confluences, stuff like that. Usually I try to hold these sessions and have them for about an hour. They usually end up being like 2 or 3 hours. So there's a lot of questions that go around during those group mentoring sessions, and it's beneficial to everybody. So other than that, let me see what other profits we got over here. So let me scroll down a little bit. Maddie just sent in his profit. So Maddie locked in a total of 784 off his MFF. So nice work off that, Maddie. That's his funded account, I believe. His FTMO locked in 1,210. Great work right there, Maddie. His other FTMO 1,210 as well. Great work right there, Maddie. And then his fourth account, FTMO, locked in a total of 2,421. And crazy, amazing week so far for Maddie over here. He locked in a total of 13,000 for this week so far. It's only the second day of 2022, guys. Guys, and Maddie was about to quit trading like 2 months ago. Like Maddie was about to throw in the towel. Good thing he did it because he basically made, he made someone's salary in like a week so far. So great work right here, Maddie. Man, that's crazy, right? You're just thinking about it. Like Maddie made 13K in 1 week. Maddie doesn't make that, like, not to down talk on like Maddie's barbering, but barbers don't make this in a week for sure. And it's only 2 days in. So, man, great work right there, Maddie. Keep it up, bro. This is Maddie's brother over here, Charles. Maddie's brother locked in a total of 179 off his funded account, MFF right there. Nice work, Charles. And then his other account over here, 849, all wins, no losses. So Maddie and his brother are just killing it. Rock, I will message you shortly after. Salorm over here made a profit of 1,171, all wins, no losses today. Great work, Salorm. Add that to the profits right there. And then I'll read your message a little later, Joshua. I don't want to get that in the way. Scrolling down over here real quick, everyone else's profits. Patrick locked in a total of, Patrick said sometimes you have to fight the market to get in the blue. So Patrick had a couple accidents right here, it looks like. He had a couple losses earlier this morning. Looks like, oh, this was last night actually. So Patrick had a couple losses last night, but then he made it right back right here, profit of 432, which is all right. You know, as long as you close in the blue, Patrick, that's key. That's like probably the main thing to focus on. Professor over here on his 200K main account locked in a total of 253. Great work, Professor. And then his second account over here on his copier locked in a total of 660. Nice work, Professor. So doing great. Right there. Vincent over here locked in a total of 3,292 for the day. Great work, Vincent, man, killing it. You guys are on fire. Charlie over here as well. Charlie currently up 628 for the day. Nice work, Charlie. Killing it, bro. Nice work. Patrick again right here on his other account. He took the, he said, I don't know if the new variation was right on the last trade, but he took it. So he took the last variation right here, locked in a total of 1,152. Great work right there, Patrick, off that that entry. Yeah, I can see right there, Maddie. I was looking at it too. Nope. So it's red. So no, there's a wick on the bottom. Actually, it'd be normal variation. Never mind. I was like, it'd be normal variation. It dropped even further. Yeah, Maddie said version 2. Nope. And he's like version 1. Nope. Because like it just kept dropping further right there. It's no variation off that right there, guys. We were looking for a variation off that entry. We'll see on the next candle if it ends up closing on there. Back to the profits over here. C-Suk locked in a total of 12,000 off his, I think this is personal account. So crazy work right there, C-Suk. Or this might be another funded account. I'm not sure. But definitely great work right there, C-Suk. 12,000 off C-Suk for the day. Again, right here, his other account, 2,000. Nice work, C-Suk. I think that's about it for here. Isaac as well. So Isaac sent in more profits, locked in a total of 1,185. Great work, Isaac. Off this account, it looks like a lot of people are still sending in profits. So if you guys have more profit to send in, go ahead and send them in, and then I will continue going over. Isaac's other account over here, locked in a total of 1,595. Nice work, Isaac. Here's my cousin Steven over here. Steven just rejoined us recently. So welcome back, Steven. Steven has his FTMO right here. All wins, no losses. Profit total of 585 for the day. Nice work, Steven. And I'm glad to see everyone coming back. I know a lot of you guys took breaks during the holidays, but I'm glad to see a lot of you guys back in the market, back in K2, back in these profits, and locking in. So great work right there, Steven. You know, keep it up, stay consistent, and you should be good for this year. Definitely. Juan over here too. So Juan just tried this out right here. He's doing a demo, which is okay, guys. You know, it's okay to do demo. Don't think that's a bad thing. If you guys are getting used to it and getting the hang of things, you guys can start with a demo. And then once you're ready, you guys can start, you know, your real account. So on Juan's demo over here, locked in a total of 864. So whether it be demo profits or real profits, guys, you guys are still building that you know, that confidence in yourself, so that when you guys do the real account, you guys will be ready to go. Nice work, bro. Yeah, I don't think I've talked to you before, Juan, but I'm glad to see that you're locking in some profits. So guys, if you guys are new in K2, you know, you guys are more than welcome to reach out to me and say hello. So I'm glad to hear, you know, I've never talked to Juan before, but I'm assuming he's in the premium or on the YouTube, locking some profits, and he sent them in. And that's great, because I'm here to empower all you guys, right? You guys see the profits I'm making, see the profits everyone else is making. We're all on the same goal here. Josh over here. So Josh just started his first funded account with MFF over here. And man, I'm proud of Josh too. Josh has been grinding it out at his job. He's been kind of away from K2 for a while, but he came back with a funded account. Now he's made 1,908 off his funded account right here. So great work right there, Josh. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is a lot more than you make at work. So it's about ready for you to quit your job and to keep adding this on. But great work right there, Josh. Big congrats to you. Congrats to everybody else. If there's any more profits, go ahead and send them in and I'll add them to the list. Other than that, this just broke below. Price is starting to drop a bit. Yeah, Vince said there's a high-low scalp right here, which, or I don't know if it was this one. Oh, technically it would have been this one right here. Or no, it didn't. So it didn't close below Vince. So I don't think there'd be a high-low scalp right there unless I missed it. I might have missed it. But I'm still not looking to take any sells right now. You can see a lot of sellers getting trapped into here. price will drop, people will FOMO into those sells, they'll chase it, and then price will just swing right back up. So I don't recommend anyone taking these sells yet. Looking at retail sentiment, 76% short. I wouldn't chase it with these sellers right here. Fundamentals over here about 300 points in the green still. So it's still pretty much very, very bullish right now. So I don't recommend anyone hop into these sells at the moment just yet. But, you know, like I was mentioning before, guys, you guys can see right here, all of the lines that we drew, these are going to be important. They're going to take precedent when price starts to actually drop. Once it starts to actually drop, these are going to be liquidity zones because the people who entered buys earlier have their stop losses around this area, and you know it's going to cut through it. But the thing is, it could swing right back up. It might cut through these quickly, and then it just might bounce right back up. So earlier I drew the mid-market reversal for a sell. Thing is, mid-market reversal might be for a higher buy. So looking at this right now, as price continues to drop lower, this is what might happen. We'll get some consolidation. Price drops lower, some more consolidation, and then mid-market reversal back to the upside. So that's something that you guys want to be careful of. The mid-market reversal can come to like either direction. It doesn't have to come down. It doesn't have to go up. You have to see where price is currently sitting when price reaches, you know, around 10 o'clock over here. Because when price reaches this point, price is usually going to swing one way or the other. Because from 10 to 12, there's going to be a directional move. There always is, just like how there was yesterday, right? Looking at the market yesterday right here, right? Price dropped, it consolidated, and then right here, you can see because price was initially dropping, right? Like for example, right here up until here. So this is one way to do it. You guys can see right here, price was literally in downtrend until about 10. And then when price finally broke above it, mid-market reversal to the upside. So you guys definitely want to keep track of that. Retail sentiment is now 77% short. They're trapping a lot of sellers right now. So I don't recommend anyone enter any sells. It looks like they're trapping them. And then they're just going to swing it all the way up and stop everybody out. So yeah, we'll see where it goes from here, guys. A lot of people are starting to chase these sells here. I don't recommend anyone chase those sells because, you know, I could already see people getting trapped into this. If this number goes up to like 80%, we're probably going to hit another all-time high by tomorrow or by today. It's definitely going to hit because, yeah, Rick said I've been in this trap so many times. Yeah, you guys want to be a bit careful with it. So if price drops, don't like chase it, guys. That's what I would recommend. Because if this number here continues to increase, they're not going to keep dropping price because the market makers and institutions don't make money when retail traders make money, right? They make money when they lose. So when these people start losing, we're going to start winning. So we're going to do the opposite of them, just like the market makers. Yeah, Rick said that's what I think. They're going to send this to the moon. No, I agree. See, this is the difference between like here at K2 and like other groups, guys. Like, you know, we think outside of the box. We're not doing what everyone's doing. We literally do the opposite of what everyone's doing. So, well, what I would do is I would probably look at other groups and see what they're saying. Right? If they think price is going to go down, then just wait to see what happens when their accounts get blown when they enter some sells. It's just, I mean, it's fucked up, but it's like funny at the same time. Because there's a lot of these other groups out there that kind of think like they know everything. And then when I see them do the opposite of what we're doing, it's like, I just laugh because I just see accounts get blown left to right. I'm like, man, they really don't know what they're doing. Yeah, Rick said, ain't got no time to be in other groups. Nick said, well, other groups trade US 30 anyway. Never seen another one. There's not that many because a lot of people don't really know how to trade it properly. You know, not to say that the way we trade it is the only way to trade it, but I don't really see too many groups that are like consistently trading US 30, like consistently, right? Because you'll see people trade US 30 every so often, or they'll trade like the S&P or the NASDAQ, but US 30 as a whole is a beast unless you really know how to trade it. Let me see, there's a question up here. I think D said, I started a real 100K FTMO challenge today. Does a profit that is made during the challenge and verification become your first payout? No, it doesn't. So once you get your funded account, D, that's when the payouts start. So you can have a brand new account once you get funded, because that will be like the actual live account. Not an actual live account, but because due to legal reasons, but it's going to be the actual account that they will be they'll be they'll be uh, they'll be tracking and paying you out from. I just saw your quote up there, Rick. There's no guarantee this will happen, but this will happen. 2022, definitely. Yeah, exactly. Rick said most people trade US 30 like it's GJ or something. And I've seen a lot of people do that as well. Adil is asking, can you use a 1 minute scalp strategy with confluences in Forex as well? You technically can, Adil, but it's going to be a little bit different. The thing with Forex is that it's a ranging asset. It's not like US 30 where it moves directional. For Forex, it moves back and forth. So there's a lot of back and forth movement. You can use the strategies on Forex, but the confluences are going to be a bit different because the confluences aren't the same. Like, for example, you don't have the fundamentals like this on Forex. For Forex, you want to use multiple timeframes to identify what your bias is. I think there's an IG sentiment for it, depending on which asset. If you're trading like a major pair, you can probably use it. But one thing that you want to keep in mind is that for Forex, it ranges, it goes back and forth. So depending on your broker, if your spread is tight enough, usually the spreads for the 1 minute are pretty wide. So you can't really scalp on the 1 minute. You have to scalp on maybe the 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, or even 30 minute. Because the thing with US 30 is the spread so tight, so we can catch these small moves on the 1 minute, and it moves a lot faster compared to Forex. So what I would recommend is test it out first. It does work, but what you're going to run into, the biggest problem is going to be your spread. So you want to be careful with the spread. For us here, the spread's so tight, so we can get in and out pretty quickly. But for Forex, the spread's going to be maybe like 5, 10, 15, 13 pips, depending on which broker you're using. So the spread might get in the way where you won't be able to pull out. Let me scroll over here real quick and see what else I'm missing. Oh, no way. So Dee said that she had COVID for 2 weeks. So I'm glad that you're back. Yeah, glad that you got over COVID and you're back. Nick said their system copies your winning trades. Yep, that's correct, Nick. And they make profit because they take 20% of your profits. Yeah, just like what Kato said over here. Yeah, so what might happen here is price might come back to the opening price. So price might come back down to here. This is the opening price, this dotted line, and then it might bounce off and come right back up. So what might happen here is price might come down, consolidate a bit, come down further, consolidate a little bit, and then swing back up for the mid-market reversal. I do think it's going to swing back up eventually. It might not happen right now, but it's going to. Looking at retail sentiment, yeah, I'm at 70%. So they're stacking up sellers right now. But guys, don't get like caught up in this hype right here. A lot of people are chasing the sell. A lot of these people are going to get stopped out. So just keep that in mind. The number is going to keep increase as the number increases. They're basically churning the pot, right? If you guys ever heard of that before, like for example, there's like a pot right here. This is kind of what I'm trying to get to you guys. There's like a pot right here. They want a bunch of sellers to enter around this pot. As soon as the pot gets full, it's going to break outside, and then everyone that entered those sells are going to get stopped out. And then the market makers, institutions are just going to get rich off it, right? Because they're going to make money off their losses. So, I would just be careful. I wouldn't chase the sell here because you're just going to keep churning in some more sellers. They're just adding more sellers to the pot. And then as soon as there's enough sellers, they're going to spike it up, and then everyone just gets stopped out. And then you'll see Wall Street celebrating. You're going to see CNBC reporting US 30 at a new all-time high. You're going to see something like that. It always happens. So we'll see what happens. It's just funny how it happens, because you'll see a lot of people be confused. They'll be like, oh, why did it swing back up? I mean, nobody knows, right? Like market is super overextended. We went through like a pandemic, right? So let me go over here. So guys, we went through a freaking pandemic. Let me just take everything off here. Went through pandemic, businesses were closed, so much bad stuff happening in the world, right? But US 30 just kept climbing, like literally just kept climbing. It makes no sense. Like people try to make sense of like why US 30 keeps climbing. There's literally no reason behind it. COVID happened right here and we were shut down for like a whole year. But what happened to US 30? It just kept going higher and higher and higher. So there's really no reasoning behind it. A lot of people try to reason why US 30 keeps climbing. There's no reason. We just keep profiting off it because we understand that the market's being manipulated, one way or another. So, um, I think what could cause price to drop further is if there's another COVID variant, which is probably going to happen. It's inevitable. Another variant's going to happen, and then when that happens, price will probably drop to some extent. It'll probably drop, and then it'll come right back up. So, yeah, if you guys want to trade, what I do recommend is you guys just be very careful. I'm done trading for the day. Let me see if there's anything else here that I missed before I get off right now. Yeah, Maddie said US reports over 1 million new daily COVID cases on CNBC. COVID might affect the market again soon. Yeah, no, I can see that. That's the only thing that I can see causing price to really drop. But here's a clean chart, guys. So I think that's it for now. Let me see if there's anything else here that I missed. I think that's it for now. Unless you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll be back for our live session tomorrow. Let's see. D said the 3-minute daily hit. Yeah, right there. So using the daily strategy right here, we had a sell, but I wouldn't be looking for any sells, but it did hit. So yeah, full TP off that, like literally no drawdown off the daily. We're probably gonna get a sell for the 10-minute here, but I don't recommend taking it because if you guys are gonna take that daily, it's gonna be a big move to the downside. Yeah, pretty far drop down. I mean, it'll probably hit. It probably has enough space to reach it, but I wouldn't take it. All right, guys. So I think that's it for now. It's past 8, so I never take trades after 8. But other than that, we'll be back tomorrow for the next live session. Just a reminder, we'll have our mentoring session on Thursday, January, I think 6th, at 2 p.m. Yeah, Thursday, January 6th, 2 p.m. We'll have our mentoring session. Just come ready, guys, with questions. I'll answer everything in detail. I'll give you guys as much info that you guys need and as many examples that you guys want me to cover. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. If you guys don't need to trade, don't trade. I'm personally not trading anymore, so that's a sign to just sit out the market and wait until tomorrow. So other than that,